Okay, this video is going to be about swapping the intake manifold on the LS1. Instead of facing forward, make it point to the back. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen to do this. I've got the Corvette valve covers on this engine, which added another little twist. I had to relocate some things to make that work. But let me get into you and show you all the things that I had to do to get this reversed. Again, the normal position comes from the factory. The throttle body was up here, and that's like an inch from the firewall, so there's no place for the mass airflow sensor or any kind of filter. So putting it back here gives me all kinds of options. So there was a lot to do there, so let me go through and show you exactly what I did. Okay, going to start on the engine. Need to start taking things off of it, get them cleaned up, see what I've got, figure out how I'm going to hook this up to the engine hoist to get it off the pallet. But today's is a good start. Now with all the wiring harness removed, I need to start taking some dimensions on the Diablo that I built, because the throttle body goes up here, which is actually towards the front of the car and the firewall. I had to flip the intake manifold around 180 degrees to put the throttle body back here. So now I'm going to take some dimensions from the current firewall to where the axles are, and then get out the transmission and do some measurements. So what I've done temporarily here is I put basically a rod through where my axles are going to go, and then I need to measure that distance to the firewall to see what we're really working with. Okay, so if the front of that T-square is a firewall and the adapter plate is 1 3/4, that means that the engine is going to take up about 30 inches. Now the center line of the axles is 36.5 inches from the firewall. So now I need to see how much it is from the face of the transmission to the center line of the axles. And the center of the axle shaft from the face there is right about 7 inches. Okay, went to O'Reilly's, picked up some intake manifold gaskets, some brake clean, 8 new spark plugs, oil filter, and some Mobile 1. I got it cleaned up a little bit, still working on it, but I figured as long as I got it here, might as well change the spark plugs. Okay, taking out all the intake manifold bolts, and now we're going to see what we have to do to flip it. Okay, get the intake manifold off. Before I flip it, I cleaned this up. It's pretty grody in there, but now I need to go through and replace all the gaskets here and then get it flipped. Okay, learning a lot about LS1s. This is the steam line here, which normally goes to heat up the carburetor and for cold climates. I don't need that. So what I did, the PCV valve was going to have a connection over here, so I had to take the bolt out of here and put it over here because it has a stud. Then one of the solutions is to, this normally would go to the radiator, but there's an option where you can actually drill and tap 1/8 inch NPT fitting here, and then just run the hose over here and just bypass it off the throttle body, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, new gaskets installed. Now time to set it in place. Okay, got the intake manifold flipped 180 degrees. And I'll have to go over some of the modifications and tools I had to do that. But now I need to switch the fuel rails back because I've got the Corvette valve or engine covers on it. This one goes over here, and this one goes over the oil filter. But as you can see, this hose needs to be over here. So I can just flip the fuel rails around and I should be good. I did get some new O-rings for the injectors, so we'll go ahead and do that process. Okay, all better now. Got it switched around. Put new O-rings on the injectors. So on to the next step. Okay, in relocating the intake manifold 180 degrees so they're pointed towards the back, there are several things you had to do. You had to relocate the steam line or accommodate that without the normal Corvette radiator, and had to relocate the oil pressure sensor. So I had to get some caps to tap off the carburetor. I had to get a special drill and tap for 1/8 inch NPT fittings, some 1/8 inch NPT fittings, a plug for the existing location of the oil pressure sensor. The oil pressure sensor had to be relocated using this little billet aluminum piece, and I'll go through and show you how all these are installed. Now, because I had to relocate the intake manifold, I had to torque it down, but those torque spacings are 8mm bolts, and they have to go 44 inch-pounds and then 89 inch-pounds. So I didn't have an inch-pound torque wrench, so I had to get one of those to do that as well, because the little 8mm bolts, 89 inch-pounds isn't a whole lot. So let me show you how I did all this. Okay, I used actually it's a oil pan plug, has the same bolt pattern, and that's where the original oil pressure sensor went, but it interfered up here with the throttle body. So now the new location will be down here right above the oil filter. That existing sensor that's in there is the oil temperature sensor. There's also an oil temperature sensor up here on the block. So what I'll do now is remove that housing and then use the new billet aluminum one to put in the oil pressure sensor, and I'll have to reroute some wiring. So there's the new setup for the oil pressure sensor being relocated above the oil filter. Another issue was relocating all the PVC evap lines. So I went back and looked at the LS1 that I did on the Diablo and used that as a reference. So the way that it goes is this particular line here comes all the way around, and that goes into the throttle body. Now the one on this side comes through, and there's an opening here actually right above the throttle body, and that comes over into a T connector that goes into the vent hose here. Then there's also another line that comes out of the back of the throttle body and gets tied into this T connector. So that was accomplished by just cutting up some of the existing piping. This hose here is a 5/16 inch hose that I used. Now let's talk about the relocation of what they call a steam line. On LS1, there's what they call a steam line, which basically evaporates any air that's trapped in the top of the engine block. Now that would normally go through the throttle body for colder climates, and it would heat up the throttle body. I live in Texas. I'm not really worried about that. So what I've done is I've just taken the connection off this steam line, and then one of the sites I said you could go ahead and drill and tap an 8-inch NPT fitting here in top of the water pump, and that basically would give you a place for the water to or the steam or the trapped air to be evacuated. Now in doing that, back here on the throttle body, those lines normally went in here, came out here and went to the radiator. So those are now just capped with little caps. So that basically is all the things that I had to do. Although switching your intake manifold is fairly common for a lot of different applications, I did a ton of research on YouTube, which really helped. I mean, there's so much information out there. Trying to find the parts for the relocating the oil pressure was probably the biggest thing, and then ran across one YouTube video and had all the answers. So I'm grateful for a lot of the people that put up the different videos. So like I always end, if you haven't subscribed and would like to follow along, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, so next time I have a good video you'll be able to follow along. Thank you for watching.